Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys stopping by. My name is Shane. It is a cold, windy February day here in Georgia. Super cold, super windy. But what we're going to do today is we're going to get out here and play in the vineyard. Finally, I've been waiting to get out here and start doing some pruning or do anything in the vineyard. I just love being out here. Yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I started on the 5 rows over here, got them done. But it got up this morning, that sun is coming across the wood line, so it's shady over there and super cold, as where it's sunny and nice and warm over here, warmer. So we're going to start on the sunny side today. We're going to remove all the blue tubes, do some pruning, some cleaning up, and pin up whatever we need to pin up and down along the wire, things that have fell down, and just do some cleaning up, get ready for spring, get ready for our muscadines to start growing. Now this is going to be a great video for you guys that are just starting out with your muscadine plants and we're about to come into spring and you're wondering what we should be doing. If you have the blue tubes on your plants, it's time to get rid of them. We're going to prune up the main trunk of the tree. We'll remove this, clean up the main trunk of the tree. That way we have a nice split, and we're going to trim it going down. We're going to prune it going down each direction. But things that are on the trunk, such as this, we'll remove that, because we want a nice clean trunk from the ground all the way up to our wire. And that will help stimulate more growth out the wire and down the wire and produce more grapes, which is that's our main goal. All right, well, this is going to be super easy. So I'll just show you a few of these, and hopefully if I get done with this in time, I need to get over there and do some work in the chicken pen. We'll try to do another look at Jesse, see how he's doing. Far as with his mites. That's our pig. For you guys that are watching this for the first time, we have a pig that has some swine mites. We put the diatomaceous earth on there for a few days, then the rain started coming and it was just a waste of time, so I hadn't been able to put any more on. We're going to add some more today and just get a good check at Jesse and see how he's doing. All right, everybody, we had to take a pause for just a minute in the vineyard. We had some friends of ours show up. This is Lisa and David. For you guys that have been subscribers to my channel, knew that I gave away my ducks. These are the folks I gave my ducks to. They are super sweet. And we come over today because we're downsizing a little bit. First of all, she gave me some eggs. That was really cool of her. But we're downsizing a little bit, and I asked them if they wanted one of our pens. You guys know we make our own movable pens. This is one of the pens we gave them. And I want to take you guys around and show you some of the animals they got. It's just a cool little place. All right, there's the pen. And of course, y'all hear Odin and Mia. We're going to move this pen, I believe, right down in here somewhere. We're going to leave it with them. And I think he's going to have some friends come and put it where they need to put it. But let's take a little trip around. I want to see you guys' farm. Well, guys, this is their little homestead. It's really awesome. I told you guys when we brought the ducks over here, they had their own pond. But as you can see, it is gone. Well, we had a huge rain come through, what, night before last? The night before last was a huge rainstorm, and it lasted forever. It washed my driveway out. It just destroyed everything. Well, it overflowed the lake and chipped away at a corner of the lake, and it drained the whole pond. Sure got. And they said the ducks are not happy at all. And I'll show you guys our ducks. We got our ducks and our geese. They're just running around everywhere. There's our ducks, and there's some of our old geese, old saddlebacks. And here's all their chickens. I love this guy. I want some of those eggs. They just got some of the prettiest birds you ever seen. But yeah, we just thought we'd take a little pause, come over here and bring these guys the pen, because I think most of this is all your stuff, isn't it? All these animals, they're mostly yours, right?
I don't know.
She is infatuated with birds. And like I told you guys, when I asked if she wanted these ducks, she said, how many you got? I'll take them all. And I said, well, I got a bunch of them. So I think we had 17 ducks and 2 geese.
Yeah.
And you also have 2 geese over here. You were telling me about.
I've got 5 geese that I already had. So what is that? I got 7 geese.
7 geese.
And 23 ducks.
Oh,
and don't ask me how many chickens.
Right,
there's more in the backyard.
Everywhere. But these geese are awesome. Let me show you these geese right here. Now those geese right there, they look real fluffy and all. What kind of geese are they?
I knew you were going to ask me that question. I can't pronounce it.
Sebastopol.
No, they're whole geese. But they are actually on the extinction list, so you can't hardly find those.
Yeah. Well, they're awesome.
They're actually laying some eggs right now, so we're hoping to get some babies out of that.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to incubate some.
Yes.
I have a nice incubator. Yeah, I have a nice incubator. Well, that's awesome. But this is Dave and Lisa. They were super sweet to let me bring the ducks over here. The ducks are doing great. They want their pond back.
They are so sad. Oh, that morning they were looking at me and they were like, "What happened, Mom?"
Yeah.
What happened here? What's going on?
You can see everything rushed down this valley, and it valleyed right into the pond and just overflow it. So he overflown the whole pond, but they're gonna fix it up. Those are all our old ducks. And I'm so happy. Oh yeah, there's a lot still in the pen, but I'm just so happy you guys took them. I'm so happy.
Yeah,
and I just wanted to show you guys where we brought them.
Before the pond went away, those guys would get in there and they'd dive under the water and splash. They'd like a bunch of kids in a playground.
Every time I drove by, I'd go by real slow, and it just looked like nothing but just a whole pond of ducks.
And they'll sleep in it too.
Yeah, it's really cool.
They love it.
Really cool. All right, guys, so we're going to unload this thing, and then I got to get back to the vineyard. Well, that was a lot of fun hanging out with David and Lisa over at their place. That was a lot of fun. She gave me a ton of eggs. That was real sweet of her. I just really think the world of those guys. They have a super cool place. But now we're back in the vineyard. Let's get back on these vines. I'll show you guys what I'll be doing today and what you guys should be doing as well if you're on your first year plants. Well, first of all, we're just going to take our little blue tube and cut it off. Just have a nice razor knife and just slice right down this, cut this off. And place it to the side. Now what we're looking to do is clean up our trunk from the ground all the way to the main wire here. We'll be cutting off any of these little side shoots that have grown inside the tube. We'll just cut them off. There's another one here. We'll cut that off. And that's a nice clean trunk. Okay, if you were fortunate enough to have your plants the first year, make it down the wire each direction. Whatever side lateral vines we had grow out, we're going to prune them. I'm going to prune them about 3 or 4 nodes, which will be about right there. You can see there's a node there, one there, one there, one there. So we'll just come cut those off. Same as here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll cut that off. Super simple. We'll just go down the plant and just sort of clean it up. You really don't have to count. You could just sort of give it a quick once over and clean your vine up. And here's the tip of ours. It didn't quite make it to the end, but close enough. Now this one, you could see it came from that tube, it came all the way to here. So what I'm going to do is just cut that off, because I want that to stop growing to here, and I want it to start growing out and be ready to put on some grapes along the main part of the vine. But that's all we're doing today. We're just going down, trimming up our vines a little bit. I was wondering if we're going to get in the chicken pen and clean the chicken pen or not. I don't think so. But I'm definitely going to go up there and visit Jesse here this evening. I'll bring you guys along. We'll add some more diatomaceous earth, see how the mites are doing on Jesse, because I have a ton of these to clean up, and I'm trying to get them done as quick as I can. The chicken coop may have to wait till next week. Okay guys, one thing I want to say is don't be discouraged after your first year if your vines didn't do as good as what you think they ought to do. We always push that you want them to go 10 foot each direction the first year. Well, some do and some don't. And it may be the variety of plant, it may be the fact you didn't fertilize them properly or water them properly. There could be a lot of different factors that you didn't, for the reason you didn't get them 10 foot each direction, because I dropped the ball a lot last year from working so much. I didn't take care of my plants as well as I should. So some grew better than others. Say for instance, this one, I mean, it went crazy. It's got a really nice solid trunk and it split perfect. It went down and pretty much made it to the end. That one really looked good. This side the same way. Now what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna cut this one that grabbed the wire. I think I may cut it and take this bottom one. Take this bottom one and pull it up and bring it up here. It just looks a lot stronger, and we'll tie it up here. But it just turned out to be a great plant. This is a first year, like I say, all these where the blue tubes are. I'll show you some that didn't do quite as well. All right, say for instance this one, it went up and just bushed out. All that growth coming from that tube, it bushed out. We'll have to prune all that up. So this is basically a do-over, what I call a do-over. It's a start over. I have to actually train it to go, this year I have to train it to go down the wire. And it's just like I planted it yesterday. You basically can buy them that big. It just didn't do anything. It mostly put on a lot of growth coming up out of that tube, and I couldn't get down there and prune it. So I got about 50-50. They're about 50% did as well as that first one. Say like this one, and then this is the one beside it. See, like this is this plant I was just showing you guys, and then the one beside it, I mean, look, here's the post. It made it another 2 foot past the post, and it just looks fantastic. I mean, look at the size of that trunk for the first year. It is crazy thick, just all the way. It just looks great. But yet the one beside it didn't do anything, and then the one on the other side of it looks like this one. It's really weird. And I've always never claimed to be a professional muscadine grower. I'm a hobby grower, and I learn something every day. I talk to Ison's Nursery just about every weekend. I go buy things from them or just stop by and visit. They're super nice people. And they have taught me so much. Greg and Darlene and Janet and all those guys, Jennifer, all those guys have taught me so much. They're super group of people. Just a little plug for them. If you guys are looking to plant some muscadines, now's the time to do it. Get your muscadines now from Ison's Nursery. Go check those guys out online. Get you a catalog. The plants are still dormant. They're a great time to plant, and super easy to grow. All right, again, guys, I'm just gonna take off my little zip strap and cut this blue tube off. Don't worry about cutting your plant. You're not gonna cut it. Look how thick this trunk is. This is a great one. This is a nice one. I'll bring you guys in closer. Now remember, again, from the ground all the way up, we want a nice clean trunk all the way to our split. We never want any growth on this trunk. So if it's in your mind, you see any, as the growing season's going in the summer, if you see any little shoots coming off that trunk, I always carry, when I come out to the vineyard, I always carry some trimmers with me, and I'll check my trunks occasionally as I walk up and down the vines. If you see any growth, get rid of it. Get rid of that growth right there. That is useless growth. You don't need that. You do not need any of this side growth on that trunk. Others may tell you differently. You don't need any growth on that trunk, trust me. You want your grapes to be on this wire. Then anything coming off the side, I'll basically come and shorten them up 3 or 4 nodes. 3 or 4 nodes. And see, this is one that I was just talking about, cutting it and pinning it up. Let's cut it and see what it looks like. Cut these little tendrils off so it'll let go. And see, it's basically, I'm gonna cut that off. I'm gonna leave the one up here that's already up here. So what I'll do is I'll just come and cut that short. And now you got a nice vine still almost to the end. And it kills you to cut some of this growth off. But that's gonna help push that nutrients down the main part of the vine and help produce more grapes. If those roots are trying to keep that vine alive, and it just continuously grows more and more vines, it's trying to keep the whole plant alive, you won't get as many grapes, or any whatsoever, or any at all. So you want to prune every single year, and February is the prime time to be pruning because spring is right around the corner. All right, well, I'm gonna quit talking and quit videoing. I gotta get to hammering on this. before it gets too late, because I don't think we're going to get to the chickens, as I said earlier. I think we're just going to take care of Uncle Jesse, give a little update on him, see how the mites are doing. I know he's going to need some more of that diatomaceous earth, so we'll add some more of that. Got a lot more of these to go. Well, the sun is going down. Now, I got it done. As you can see, I got it all pruned. I got all the blue tubes picked up. I think that was more of a problem than it was cutting them off. Picking all that trash up. What I want to do next is go down. I'm going to run up and down each row super quick. This won't take but a minute. But anything that's hanging down or that's leaning way over, I'm going to pin back up. I have a gun I bought from Ison's. This really works well if you have a lot of muscadines. If you just have a handful of muscadines, you don't need this. You can use bread ties, zip ties, wire, anything just to get your plants up and off the ground. I'll show you a prime example. This one is just hanging down. It should be running each way of the wire. There's a nice fork. It should just be running each way, and for some reason it didn't grab a hold, so we're going to tie that up. See how that ties it right to the wire? So when it takes off growing this year, it'll reach out, and those little tendrils will grab and swirl around, and it'll work its way right down the wire. But there's not really many like that. It's just a handful, just a handful. So I'm gonna run down, tie all these in real quick. It shouldn't take 20 minutes. And then we'll go check on the big boy, Uncle Jesse. All right, well that didn't take too long. We got all the blue tubes out. We pruned up all the plants to get them ready to take off this spring. Next week, we'll start working on the bigger plants. We have 5 rows that we actually put in 2 years before these. So these are way ahead. And this is going on our 4th year. These are really looking good, super thick, and they put on a lot of grapes this year. So we got to prune them up, but we'll do that next weekend. Now, let's go check on Jesse, wrap this video up. I'm curious how he's looking. All right, let's check Mr. Jesse. What do you think, buddy? Yeah, there's still some on there. One right there, my fingers following. There's one right there. There's a handful in there. The girls, they seem to be okay. There's a couple. There's a couple right there. Now we'll get her. And this one, I don't see any on her. Yeah, I don't see any on her. She looks good. She's got a few. He don't look as bad. He doesn't look quite as bad. We'll give him another dose. We'll give him another dose. And we'll just keep it going. Like I say, we had the rains come in. Look how big his shoulder is. We had the rains come in and we couldn't put any more on him. There you go, buddy. Well, guys, as the sun goes down through the woods, it has been a great day, a very productive day. I'm glad to see them blue tubes out of there. I'm excited about the upcoming muscadine season. Super excited. I love growing grapes. I love all the work that comes along with it. It's just been a huge passion of mine. I love them. I absolutely love them. And like I say again, you guys go check out Ison's Nursery if you want to get you some grapes. If you got room, all you need is one plant. You can get a ton of grapes every year. About a 20-foot long section, all you need. Build you a little trellis and get you some grapes growing. They're super easy. You can't hardly kill them. You can't do wrong with muscadine grapes. If you're down here in the south, I should say that to begin with. Muscadines, for you new guys, it's a southern grape. They grow a lot down here in North Carolina, Tennessee, and on down south, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. All us guys down here in the south can grow them really, really easy. If your temperature gets around 0 degrees in the winter, you're really going to have a tough time growing muscadines. Thanks again, guys. I really appreciate it. The pigs look great. He's looking a little better, a little better. He was really covered when we first started checking him, so it's getting a little better. I'm going to stay on him all week. It's supposed to be a dry week coming up, a full dry week, so I'm going to hit him every day with that diatomaceous earth, and hopefully this will wipe those mites out. And thank you guys for all your suggestions too of all the different things to use. I think we're just going to stick with this for about a week, see how it works out, and then we'll start with all the all the other suggestions you guys got. I got some awesome suggestions. I really appreciate you guys. Do me a favor, we're doing our best to keep our channel growing, so if you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Give me a thumbs up. All that would really be appreciated. Thank you guys. Love you to death, and we'll see you on the next video.